Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KNasty390 here. Welcome back to Detroit Tigers Franchise Rebuild. This is episode number 6. We just finished the playoffs of the 2018 season. We lost to the Red Sox in the ALDS. We won the wild card against the Yankees. We got some moves to make this offseason. It's kind of like I didn't expect us to do great during the regular season. I was kind of hoping, we got some borderline solid, like above average to well above average players, and they carried us to the playoffs. So do I think they can play as well as they did last year? Maybe, but we are going to kind of try to keep some of them, maybe, and try to improve our bullpen. I think that's the biggest thing. We do have some good prospects. Tino Gomez, the number 2 pick in the draft, is a top 50 prospect. So right now, Gio Gonzalez had a 2.35 ERA. I don't think he's going to do that again. That being said, he was a really cheap contract last year, a 1-year, $9 million deal. No brainer. Keep doing these 1-year deals with Gio. He has no problem accepting them, it sounds like. He pitches well. McCutchen had a solid year, 250 average, got on base 33 almost percent of the time, 21 home runs. His fielding is not great in center field. Do I want to pay him $14 million? Maybe. We'll take a look at what else is there. Alonso has a play option. We got to wait on him. Kozar has a play option. I hope they both accept it. Howie Kendrick at second base had a really solid year. 290 average, 19 bombs, got on base 35% of the time. A $6.5 million 1-year deal, I think that's obvious. Mitch Haniger, we got a trade, ended up hitting almost 30 home runs, only has 2 years of service time. We can lock him up for 5 years, about $5 million a year. They'll take him until he's 33, but that's a really, really team-friendly deal. And if he wants that, I'll gladly give Haniger that. Shane Green had a really good year as our closer. He's 30, but he only has 4 years of service time. We give him a 2-year deal worth $2 million a year. And we'll just have him be our bullpen. I don't want him to be our number 1 closer like it was this past year. Derek Norris was our catcher. I don't want to pay him a lot of money, so $5 million for Derek Norris I think is too much. We're going to let him walk. We can find another catcher elsewhere, I feel like. Or we can get him once free agency starts. And the rest of these guys, we have Pomeranz here. A 1-year, $7 million for Pomeranz. I'm going to pass on that. He pitched well, but I don't know. I'm not too high on him. I'm going to go through the rest of this, guys. You'll see everything we've done. Just give me a second. I'll let it all just going through all these players out. All right, guys. So I went through everything. Now, a couple small little things. Pomeranz and Martin, they're both eligible for free agency. They're both asking for like $7 million a year. Or Pomeranz was 7, Martin was 5. That for what they are, I let them go. Now, with Pomeranz gone, Ike Reyes, 20-year-old, 77 overall pitcher. Looks pretty good. Got a lot better last year. I'm going to give him a chance. I'm not sure he'll be our starter or a long man. Anibal Sanchez pitched pretty solid, a 4.23 ERA, but he's only asking for $2 million a year. I think a 1-year, $2 million deal. Worst case scenario, we have to get rid of him because he's bad, but he could be. If he has around a 4 ERA as a number 5 starter as a long man, I think that's okay. Other than that, there wasn't really a whole lot. Look at all these prospects we got coming, though. Brendan McKay, Fadio, Sixto Sanchez, Franklin Perez, Matt Manning, Royce Lewis, Ruben Bacon, Lucas Sims. Look at all these guys coming. We have just so many young, especially pitchers, coming up. So I'm pretty excited on that. Sanchez accepted the $2 million 1-year deal. Alex Wilson, a $1.5 million deal for a bullpen. Shane Green, $2 million a year for 2 years. Liam Hendricks, another one of the midseason pickups for $2 million 1-year deal. Haniger accepted that 5-year deal. Gio, the 1-year deal. I love that. Howie Kendrick, the 1-year deal. Fernando Rodriguez, he had an okay year. I think for a 2.4, he's kind of like a depth reliever, but he's like a 77 overall. So I thought for $2 million, that just gives us an option. He may be in AAA, he may be in the majors. I don't know, but I want that option there. Kozart accepted his option. I'm okay with that. I think Royce Lewis is still a year away. Kozart can be that bridge. Alonso accepted his. I'm okay with that. So right now, we gotta take a look at McCutchen. Derek Norris, I'm okay with maybe bringing him back. I want to see what out there is in free agency. Let's see what we have in regards to our team. So our starting rotation will look like this. Fulmer, Gio, Pomeranz, maybe Pomeranz, maybe not, probably not. So Norris, Reyes, and Sanchez. So take Pomeranz out. I think these guys are still a year away. Maybe we can pick up a starter in free agency, and that might be ideal because I don't want to rely on both Reyes and Sanchez. I could see one of them being really bad, and if one of them's bad, I want another option there. Relievers: Hendricks, Wilson, Stram. There's Rodriguez that I mentioned. Bruce Rendon, who kind of struggled. No one really elite, and then Shane Green. Catcher, we definitely need a catcher. I like Jake Rogers as a potential, maybe a starter, if not a backup, potentially in the future. He's not there yet. First base, we got Alonso. McKay, I don't think is ready yet. I want McKay one more year, then I think he'll be ready to play in the bigs. So we have our first baseman or a DH, whatever you want to look at it. I mean, he can definitely play. He has the durability to be an everyday player. His fielding is not great, but we got to get either a DH or a first baseman. Second base, Kendrick. Third base, we lost Belcher, who retired, so that's something we need to look at. Shortstop, there's Kozar. Like I said, Lewis is still like maybe 2 years away, actually. It's only a 70, but we'll see. Left field, Schwarber. He's our DH. I forgot about that. Schwarber's our DH. So we need Gomez, number 2 pick in the draft, not ready yet. Matuk had a really good year. He had 20 home runs. So, we can put him in left if we need to. Not great fielding, though. But worst case, we got him in left field. Schwarber's the DH. Center field, probably we can look at McCutchen bringing him back. Right field, we have Haniger. So what is McCutchen? I don't want to give McCutchen more than a 1-year deal. $15 million for 1 year. You know what? I'm gonna take a chance, but let's see what is out there in free agency. So, all right, first thing, relievers. Actually, we can just look at everyone. So these guys, I'm probably not gonna go after. We could afford Harper. For one, though, his potential overall is dropping. 2, it's gonna cost a draft pick. 3, that's $30 million a year. Machado. He would someone to go after, but he in this game is never really great. Like, he hits 26 home runs, 270 average, does play elite defense, but he gets bad quick. I've noticed that. For some reason, he never really plays well in MLB 17 and franchise. Blackman, I really wish he didn't have a pick attached to him because I would go after him. But, like I said, I want to keep my picks. I hate giving up draft picks unless, there's, Trouts available. That might be the exception to the rule. Sean Doolittle, I'm going to look at him maybe as a closer. Zach Britton as an option for a closer. Let's see. That's $8 million a year. Britton is $11 million a year, so let's go after Doolittle. I don't want to give 5 years to a 32-year-old closer. Let's give him 3. It didn't change his interest yet. Hopefully he'll take that. We don't need a second baseman. I do love DJ LeMay. He always does so well in this, but we do have Howie Kendrick. There's McCutchen. Michael Pineda, maybe, is an option. Nate Jones is another reliever. He's not going to be a closer. We'll give him a bullpen, but we'll give you a player option, and that should help him want to come to us. Josh Harrison could play third, but I want elite defense at third base if possible. Gene Segura is at short, but we really don't need a shortstop, but he can play third. Again, not great fielding, though. Hector Rodon's another arm out there, pitched really well. A 1-year deal with 5.6. I'll do that. Matt Wieters at catcher hit 270, 14 home runs. Pretty good fielding. A $10 million deal for 1 year. I think we can do that. Or maybe Yasmani Grandal, actually. Hit 16 bombs. A little cheaper. How many home runs did Wieters hit? He hit 14. Wieters is better fielding, but worse as a hitter. Grandal has solid fielding at 84. Can't hit lefties. I'd probably rather have Wieters. He's a little bit more overall, a little bit more even keel, So center field, maybe AJ Pollock. There's a guy gets on base, steals bases, gets on base 35% of the time. That's kind of down from the prior year. Plays good defense. And he's, I'll see, a 1-year, $15 million deal. He could be our leadoff hitter. Gets on base, steals some bases, plays every day, has good fielding. 1-year deal, I'd take that. Now we need a starter. Brandon McCarthy didn't pitch great. Patrick Corbin did pitch pretty well. Quintana has pitched really well. I guess if I can get these 1-year deals, I'd love it. Maybe even someone like Iwakuma. He always pitches pretty well in the game. He's an option, but he's already 37. Let's see how these moves panned out. Nate Jones. We got Nate Jones. 2 years, $12 million. The second year's a player option. He knows he's not a closer, so that's fine. Doolittle, we got our closer. Sean Doolittle, for only 3 years. He wanted 5. We got him for 3, so that's big. Blackman's an angel. Okay. There's Doolittle. Had a 2.36 ERA last year in 61 innings. Michael Brantley is going to the Brewers. Nate Jones, there's our bullpen. Zach Britton's a National. All right, so Doolittle leaves and they get Britton. All right, let's take a look at the can we just see the offers? All right, so all the offers we have for Pollock, Quintana, Wieters, and Rendon, we're the number one and only option for those guys. Hector Rendon, 1 year, $5.6 million deal. I'll take it. There's never a bad 1 year deal. Quintana, I think that's a great deal for 1 year, $8.4 million. Let's double check. Still no one else on those deals. Matt Wieters, a 1 year deal. And now we're just waiting on AJ Pollock. He accepted it. Boom. So we got all those players I wanted. Let's take a look at the team if we need to do anything else. So our starting rotation is Fulmer, Gonzalez, Quintana, Daniel Norris, and Ike Reyes. Reyes is right-handed, so we have 3 lefties, 2 righties. Sanchez will be our longman. Our AAA rotation will have 4 top 50 prospects and then some bacon. And actually, we have Lucas Sims, who I might leave. I'm going to put him to AAA. I guess Bacon might have to stay in AA. We're going to have 5-8 potential. We got pitchers coming, and we also have a stud already in Fulmer. Bullpen, there's 4 80 pluses, 6 80 plus relievers. That's good. Wieters at catcher. First base, Alonso. Second base, we still need a third baseman. Okay, we forgot about third base. Shortstop, fine. Left field will be Matuk, Pollock, Haniger. So we just need a third baseman. That is it. And then I think our offseason is good. So let's see if there's any free agents left at third base. There's Machado. Todd Frazier may not be bad. His fielding's only 66. But, I mean, did you know Escobar, who's a little better fielding, good average, but he didn't really do that well yet last year. I think Todd Frazier, a 1 year, $6 million deal, he's going to hit us 20-something home runs. We know that. I'm shocked his fielding's that low. He's a pretty solid fielder. I'll take a chance on with Todd Frazier, a 1 year deal. Like I said, there's no such thing as a bad 1 year deal. Goldschmidt's a Rocky. Oh, wow. So they got Goldschmidt. That is, the Diamondbacks lost Corbin, or he was a free agent. I don't know who signed him. They lost Pollock, and they lost Goldschmidt. So, wow. We got Todd Frazier. So, right now, we're just doing like these 1 year deals, kind of just waiting for the cavalry of young players to make their ways to the bigs. So, I'm okay with that. Let's just make sure no one's eligible for the Rule 5 draft. I don't think they will because it's only the second offseason. Bacon, obviously. I think Ruben Bacon will be on this team till the end of time, just because of his name. I do want Jake Rogers in AAA. He's an awful hitter, but he has a good fielder. That's why I think, worst case, he's a backup catcher in the bigs. Candelaria will be a nice utility guy. He can play third and first. Royce Lewis is not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. There's that. Tino. I want Tino. Let's have Tino start in AA, and let's see him do well there before we call him up. And Goodrum, I guess we'll have in AAA. So we should have a pretty good team, I feel like. Andrew McCutchen got a 3-year, $36 million deal with the Braves. I would rather have Pollock than McCutchen. We got him for a 1 year deal. We're worth a little bit more on that 1 year, but at the end of the day, I like it. Anthony Rendon, a 1 year deal for only $4 million. That's a good deal for the Indians. Oh, they traded for him. Excuse me, he wasn't free agent. I don't remember seeing his name in there. And they got, maybe not, they get a good player, but they give up Mejia, who's a good prospect. Iglesias, a 4-year, $64 million deal with the Royals. Wow. Let's see. The Rule 5 draft. There's no one eligible, so that was easy. Do we still need to hire coaches? Yep, we need a hitting, pitching, and a first base coach. So let's get those. I want A, and I want to make sure they don't hurt anything I care about. And preferably young. But if you're 60, I guess that's fine. So I like giving them the $15 million deal. Year deal, then I don't have to worry about it. Let's see. Any A's? A lot of B's. It's like a lot of B's and C's. It's my college grades. I wish you could sort by what do you call it? By potential. I guess I'll take the guy who has a -3 Ks per 9, but everything else is good. And did we need a first base coach? We did. The reason why I want A's, in case you guys didn't know, is players will want good coaches. So they want those A potential coaches. Padres interested in trade. We give up Johnny Peralta, a B potential 18-year-old first baseman, who I kind of like as a hitter. And we get Ray Silva, who is a B potential second baseman. Now that's actually kind of intriguing, except when I look at like trading the first base for the second baseman, I like the idea because we have McKay. But you can see with Peralta, he has skills that will translate. He's going to be a great hitter. What does Silver do? I have no idea what he's going to be. He's going to be the jack of all trades, master of none. So I'm good on that. I like the idea of the trade. I just don't like the player. So we got the hitting coach. We got the pitching coach. We did not get, the third base coach? Is that correct? First base coach. So I guess we'll get the 63-year-old. I'm a little worried he'll retire in a year or two, but whatever. Yoan Moncada got traded back to the Red Sox for Christian Arroyo and Ronald Acuna. The Red Sox had Acuna and Acuna and Arroyo? What? Damn. Well, Moncada's a Red Sox again. Carlos Rendon is a Royal going from the White Sox for Patrick Corbin, who they just signed, and Alex Gordon. I actually like that trade a lot for the Royals. They get a good young lefty. We got the first base coach. Our coaching staff is all set. Yelich is the Rockies are going all in. They traded Greg Holland, Carlos Estevez, and Tapia, who's a good young player, for Christian Yelich, a really good player. Very underrated. I just want to see anything else. Nah, I'm trying to think of any of these guys I really need. I don't think we do. So we can end the offseason. Let's set up the lineup, and then we'll call it a video, guys. This was a, I kind of like this team, how it's set. I want Gio to be our number 2 starter, just for the fact of he pitched so well last year. So I guess they decided to send Sanchez in waivers because our bullpen's so stacked. And I actually don't have a problem with that. We have 2 lefties, which is enough. And I guess we'll just use, Stram has 65 stamina. So you could use him basically as a long man, which is what they actually have. And I like the rest of this. And then you got Doolittle to be the anchor in that bullpen. Make sure this AAA rotation, those are all A potential. That is, and then Bacon's in AA. So that's fine. Lineup, Pollock, Kozar, Alonso, Haniger, Schwarber, Frazier, Wieters, Kendrick, and Matuk. It's exactly what I wanted to see. We don't have a backup first baseman per se, but we got Candelario can play first. Goodrum can play literally every position. So that guy just has an incredible amount of value right there. Hicks is a backup catcher. Jacoby Jones has a little bit of speed, can play first, third, short, and center. And then obviously Schwarber can play catcher as well and first. So I like this lineup. It's just actually, the computer put this lineup together. I might move up Kendrick to number 2. Number 2 to number 7, move Wieters down. But other than that, that's a really good lineup. All right, they changed a little bit when we are going versus a lefty, but I still want Schwarber to hit versus lefties. I'm going to have him down in the lineup, but I do want him batting versus left-handers. And, yeah, that's fine as is. And boom, there we go. Do I want okay, so hang on. Kozar is batting second. They have where's Haniger batting fourth? Okay, let's switch these around. There we go. There we go. All right, perfect. Make sure the young guys are playing in AAA and AA. They are. And I know what I'm gonna have to do is send one guy from AAA to AA. Or actually to Class A, because we're going to get, Sanchez is going to get sent down. Let's make sure our scouts are good, and then we're going to call it a video. Oh, we can take a look real quick at prospects. Where do we have our players ranked? So, the Yankees have 3 and 4, Frazier and Torres. Our best prospect, apparently, is Tino Gomez, the number 2 pick in last year's draft, left fielder. But then we have Fadio at 17, Royce Lewis at 20, Brandon McKay at 25, and look at these pitchers, 30, 31, 32. Perez, Manning, and Sixto Sanchez. And that's probably it. Now, I may trade one of those pitchers in the future to get something else. Like, if one of them just isn't pitching as well in AAA or in the bigs, we have so many that, like, realistically, are we going to use all 5 of these guys? Probably not. So we can trade the one that we don't think is the best and get another player for it. So, but that's going to end this video, guys. Episode 6 is in the books. Drop a like if you enjoyed it. And, yeah, we're going to start the next year in the next episode. I'll talk to you later, boys. Take it easy. Peace.